I've had my life turned upside down in the last 2 months, and a lot of the content's going to start reflecting these changes in my life, especially as it pertains to my spirituality. Not only on the spiritual front, though, have I gone through a lot of transformation, but also on the outside too. There have been some adjustments. We had to move out of our last house because they were building houses behind our house. We used to have this beautiful forest behind there. They just chopped it down. And it happens, for land purposes. Of course, they needed the land to build new houses. And between all of the noise, I just couldn't shoot videos, nor could I have sessions. Not with all of the sawing and all of the drilling and all of the explosions, because they'll plant dynamite into the mountains of rock, the rubble, and just blow it up, so much so to the point where the whole house would start to shake. And a few times, clients heard it. It got kind of scary. I wondered if the shelving unit above our heads would one day just collapse and fall onto our faces. And it's not something that you buy in IKEA. This is something that we built, and it's quite heavy. I'm glad to have moved out. I am. It was just too much chaos, and it was causing too much stress. And so, as you can see, we've moved into a different place. It's going to take a minute to set up. There's bare walls everywhere, but rest assured, this is still very much the same channel. And the spirituality is still very much going to be supernatural. Okay? So, one of the changes that I've had over the past couple of months has been to the perception around the idea of the body taking over the soul. We've all heard of this before, whether it be in personal development and or New Age spirituality, as well as other forms of spirituality. We cannot give in to our desires, right? The many yearnings of the flesh, whether it be lust, gluttony, anger, greed, pride. It's like humanity knows that there are these seeds within our minds that can sprout and then tear us apart from the inside. Well, very much like spiritual matters, you tend to come around full circle and learn something new about something you had previously figured out. The flesh. Who's winning when it comes to your body and you, the soul? You've heard this before. We're all spiritual beings inside of a physical body, right? Who's winning? Or better put, how aware are you of the many ways in which the flesh takes over the soul? You see, when you're angry, that's your body winning. It's winning you over. It's taking you over. And you have no say in it for the most part, unless you come up with exercises, you read a few books, and you learn to manage your anger. But even then, it's one of those traits of the flesh, more specifically the amygdala, that triggers this anger response that will take you on, I was going to say a ride, but it's less fun. It's more of a path of destructive behavior. You can say the wrong things to the wrong people, and you can do a lot of harm to them. Not only them, but also yourself if you hit a wall and or your things. The flesh gets at you in so many ways. Of course, there's lust too. These desires to sleep with somebody, to feel, everything that comes with lust. It's the body trying to steer the soul into a specific direction. That one's most common, that one's most obvious, but there are subtler ones too. Did you know that we intentionally try to become a part of a group by way of the mouth, by way of conversation? What we say, at least what we think we say, matters. In other words, if you were going to approach a group of people and you're brand new to a specific area, whether it be a school, a college or university, or even a hometown, right? You would have a select series of dialogues in your mind, whether it be the things that you saw on the news within the previous week, or something that you've been meaning to tell someone, something that's just itching. Maybe it's something that you've got going on in your life right now. The fact of the matter is that you believe that you have the content to sound and be interesting enough to be accepted into a group. That's a very primal thing. Of course, it goes so far back, perhaps even back to the Stone Age. Your level of survival depended on who you hung around and whether or not you were accepted into a group, into a community. And so that need, that urge is of the flesh, but it's being contorted, it's being perverted. The many things that we believe we have to say to sound pleasing are often counterproductive towards our nature. You know, you may be the type of individual that wants to be good-natured, but you can't do that if you're gossiping about people as a way to gain entry into groups of people. You know, did you see what she did last night? Did you hear about Dave and what happened to his son? It's not good. It's not good at all. But tarnish your character, people will see it. But again, it's the flesh winning out. It's your survival mechanism that's winning over you. It's the flesh winning the battle. Because life is going to be full of these battles. You can temper them quite a lot, especially with practices of your choosing. And you could even go decades without saying the wrong thing and without giving in to the body. And it's great. You live a life of peace and freedom because you're not ruining your life along the way. But to do that, you need to be hyper aware of how the body tries to squeeze its way into your life and how it tries to dominate your life. Now, I don't want to make the body out to be a villain, because it's not. The many things that you need, the many desires, are what you need to feel whole, to feel accepted, to feel love, to feel like you belong. And those are very important. They're part of the human experience. It's just when they get kind of distorted, that's when it has the opposite effect, you know. You don't get love. You don't get camaraderie. You don't get looked after, you know. And people start to distance themselves from you and you just self-destruct. And so be aware of when the body is winning the battle, the flesh, okay? There are a lot of media devices that want you to lose the battle completely. I'm talking about advertisements on TV, right? Marketing to you burgers, junk food, just gluttonous things, whether it be gluttony for the eyes, ears, mouth, and or gut. Self-destructive things, because it knows that very much like an ant being addicted to sugar, you're going to be addicted to all the things that are unhealthy for you in excessive amounts, especially in the wrong way, you know, the perverted way. By all means, lust over a pear, you know, non-GMO food, stuff that doesn't have preservatives, but just don't lust over the processed crap, because the processed crap is designed to make you keep eating. The good stuff, when you feel satiated, you just stop. You can't lust for things that aren't perverted, at least you can't lust for them to the point where you lose out on the battle between your experience. If you have all these things plugged into you, these media devices telling you how to be, how to feel, how to think, and what to do, because they put on your flesh, these things are going to dictate for you as to, well, whether or not you win or lose the battle for your life. And it is that serious. It's for your life, because you could be missing out on chunks, great proportions of your experience here, because someone is kind of living vicariously through you for the means of for the means of so many things. It's crazy. It's really hard to see what I'm saying unless you're completely free. You have to get free of all of these things that bond you to the world, because the world cares about, you know this, cares about money, cares about resources, and your attention. Your attention nowadays, especially in 2023, is revenue to a lot of these companies. And so they know how to make you addicted to your phone. They know how to make you addicted to attention. And they're going to make you fall at the whim of your physical body. So the flesh, how much of it is dictating your life? Can you get it under control? Is it like a parasite? Or can you tame the parasite and weaken it? Because over time, as you stay away from these things, you'll have the final say. It stops reacting. It starts abiding by you, the soul inside the body. Now, if what I'm saying sounds appealing to you, two things should be happening to you right now. One, you want to hear more. Okay, and two, you're still watching. If what I'm saying has bothered you, if you're like, oh no, I still want to do these things, if there's a part of you that felt uncomfortable, probably it's coming from that place. You're probably no longer watching, and so I'm talking to a ghost. There's a few things coming up. One specifically touching on the lust aspect of the body, and that's a webinar. It's an online class that I'm hosting for people, okay? That will be, I believe, on the 29th. I'll leave information about that class in the description below. I'm also giving up 15 free spots for a memory mastery class that's coming up next week, okay? So that webinar is completely free, actually. I just really want to tell you how to do it. I get so excited when people are under I was going to say hypnosis. It's a meditation, and they start to remember perhaps crawling in their diapers, getting rashes, skin rashes the first time you get chicken pox. Before you could even turn over, before you can even roll in your bed, I watch them remember these precious moments. And anyone who attends that one attends for free. Okay? So, links for those will be in the description below. Join quickly, because I did a free webinar a couple of weeks ago. I only emailed it to people. It filled up in 3 hours. It seems that when you give away free things, you really give away free things.